I'm Mike, and welcome to Retro Boost. This is part 2 of the GameStop converters against other stuff that I have lying around. Ooh. So, I became aware that GameStop sells, like, analog to digital converters. They have two different models, an RCA, like, composite one to HDMI, and a component one. The RCA one seems to be a scaler that can output either 720 or 1080p. The box says converter, but it has the same, like, it's an AV to HDMI, basically, and it has that same toggle switch. The component one seems to be a straight converter, so whatever it gets, it just converts to digital HDMI. So I was curious to try both of these devices out and compare them against the other options that are out there, namely RetroTINK. So in part 1, we did the 2X Pro compared to GameStop's RCA to HDMI converter. Now this is part 2. We're moving on to the 5X Pro. So just like before, we'll be doing a variety of console examples using two different cable types for the 5X Pro. Just like with the 2X Pro, it's going to be composite and component. The GameStop device is only capable of accepting composite, so what I want to show there are what the kind of basic experience is like with both of these devices using composite, but then a kind of what's possible with the 5X Pro, showing component as an option, because component would be like the best upgraded cabling you can get beyond composite. S-Video is in between there. SCART is like a similar level of quality. I'll explain a little bit more about how all that's working in my setup. I didn't do that in part 1, and I should have. I put it in the description though. Let's do a real quick kind of recap on what both of these devices are, although I'm going to definitely speed through the GameStop one since I'd say just watch part 1. So let's get into it. Okay, let's quickly recap the GameStop device. So as I learned in part 1, GameStop now makes these analog to digital converter slash scalers now. The RCA to HDMI one being one of the cheapest I've ever seen. It's a few bucks cheaper than even an AV to HDMI was when I first bought one of those for like 15 bucks a year or two ago. Okay, cool. First glance, it seems like a very, very price-friendly way to connect an old game console to a modern-day TV. What are the limits? Well, two big ones. Number one, it only accepts composite, so you can't upgrade your cabling to get a better picture quality experience in your game consoles with this thing. Secondly, picture quality is okay. Bad, it depends on your tastes. It's all very subjective. Some people may not care, and that's totally fine. In my opinion, it's fair. Like, it's surprisingly alright for the Super Nintendo. Not gonna lie, I was a little surprised. It handled jitter really well too, which is pretty strange. So some parts of it are kind of good, I guess. It really struggled with 480i content, like PS2 slash GameCube when running interlaced mode. The 2X Pro, when compared to this, definitely was very superior in that respect. The most notable thing to be aware of with cheaper scaling slash converter devices like this, mainly with the scalers, not so much the converters, is input lag. This device did have noticeable input lag here and there when I was playing with it. It seemed to be most noticeable on 3D consoles for whatever reason. Mario 64 is like my kind of go-to input lag test game, because triple jump timing, if input lag is severe enough, it's very hard to do right. And sure enough, I was struggling super hard with it. So be aware, input lag is an issue. But if picture quality isn't your concern and you don't think the input lag will bug you, it's very cheap if you just wanted to have an afternoon playing Super Nintendo or something. Because some people don't care about picture quality. I mentioned that before a million times. That's totally fine. That's why I'm here to compare all the options. You may be interested in the cheaper of the two or whatever. It's fine. The other device we'll be comparing it to is definitely on the opposite end of the price spectrum, the RetroTINK 5X Pro. The 5X Pro is definitely like an enthusiast level product, someone who's very passionate about squeezing every ounce of performance out of their old game consoles, loves to mess with and customize the settings. It is the one for you. It's great for gigantic console collections because the 5X Pro can accept like everything. Component, Composite, S-Video, SCART. It has all the inputs for all that good stuff. Has a wide variety of resolution input modes it can accept, and it can output anywhere in between 1080p and 1440. Actually, even lower. You can output even lower if you wanted to. It's got 720 and below. It's great. It's a very customizable device. I have made countless videos on the 5X Pro. If you want to learn more about it, I would say the best ones to check out that I've done would be the profile videos, because that just shows the down and dirty of getting into its settings and customizing it for each game console you like. Other resources to check out: the console wiki is a great resource to read and educate yourself like very quickly. Plus, there are tons of great YouTube channels, websites out there that do videos on the more technical side of things. Retro RGB is a good source for that if you want to get in the real nuts and bolts of it. I always learn something new watching their videos. Very cool. So bottom line is the 5X Pro is like one of the top tier options. There is one more above it, the RetroTINK 4K, which I do not own, but that would be like the max level enthusiast device. So the 5X Pro, directly compared to this GameStop device, is going to let you customize the picture. You can change the aspect ratio, crop the image, change the sampling mode to match with the console outputs to get a more faithful recreation of what the picture should be on your modern TV. You could do scanline simulation. There's multiple filters: soft for 3D, good, sharp for 2D. There's tons of things that it can do. So to compare them, what I used to do was just boot up the 5X Pro and compare it to things just on its default settings. Not this time. This time, I'm going to actually go and do basic optimizations for each console in question to get a better idea of what the 5X Pro is capable of with said consoles. And I'll have cards up during the demos that explain the briefs of what's been set. That way you get a better idea of what a more optimized picture looks like with these game consoles. And I'm going to probably do that going forward from now on, because I think it just shows better what the 5X Pro in this example is capable of. So now that we've laid all that foundation, let's get into the demos. We got a bunch of comparisons here to compare what this GameStop device can do aside the 5X Pro. And remember, this is just for fun. Obviously, they're on opposite sides of the price spectrum, so I know that in many instances the 5X Pro is going to be better, objectively speaking, but picture quality is still subjective. People have budgets and, considerations to make when they make these purchases, so really the purpose here is just to inform, show, and just have some fun with it. So I hope you find this stuff helpful and informative. Please enjoy these demos.
We managed to capture the eggs, Your Highness. Every last one.
Excellent. Maybe you will amount to something after all. Now, go guard the tunnels. Stop anyone from coming through.
Where are the eggs?
The holes came out on the other side of the Dragon Worlds. We found some of the eggs, but they were too heavy to carry back.
The other side of the world?
The Forgotten Worlds. Spyro, you'll have to go. Nobody else can fit down the holes.
Yeah, come on, let's go!
Find the eggs and bring them back, Spyro. You're our only chance.
You got it.
We managed to capture the eggs, Your Highness. Every last one.
Excellent. Maybe you will amount to something after all. Now, go guard the tunnels. Stop anyone from coming through.
are the eggs?
The holes came out on the other side of the Dragon Worlds. We found some of the eggs, but they were too heavy to carry back.
The other side of the world?
The Forgotten Worlds. Spyro, you'll have to go. Nobody else can fit down the holes.
Yeah, come on, let's go!
Find the eggs and bring them back, Spyro. You're our only chance.
You got it. Another dream about him.
I mean, it's true that stuff's been stolen around town, and we've got a score to settle with Cypher and everything. So, if he wants to think we did it, I can't really blame him. See, that's not what really bugs me. What really bugs me is that he's going around telling everybody we're the thieves. Now the whole town and their mothers are treating us like the Klepto Club. Have you ever been this ticked off before in your life? 'Cause I haven't. Nuh-uh. Never. Now, what to do? Another dream about him. I mean, it's true that stuff's been stolen around town, and we've got a score to settle with Cypher and everything. So, if he wants to think we did it, I can't really blame him. See, that's not what really bugs me. What really bugs me is that he's going around telling everybody we're the thieves. Now the whole town and their mothers are treating us like the Klepto Club. Have you ever been this ticked off before in your life? 'Cause I haven't. Nuh-uh. Never. Now, what to do? Well,
Sigma Alpha 2 heading due south over the city. We're en route. Everything's a go.
This is Control Tower. We have you on radar. Report cargo status of captured Hedgehog aboard. Over.
That's a 10-4. Cargo secured on board and... What? The
Didn't copy
Hedgehog
that.
is
Over.
gone. He's taken out everyone aboard and...
What's
What
wrong?
in the
Come
world?
in. Over.
Freeze! What do you think you're doing? Get that Hedgehog!
Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies. I'm out of here. I like running better.
Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect.
This game of tag is boring. I'm out of here. Finally decided to show up, eh? Okay, bring it
Private
on!
Bigfoot reporting to headquarters. Intruder has been located.
Copy that.
Sigma Alpha 2 heading due south over the city. We're en route. Everything's a go.
This is Control Tower. We have you on radar. Report cargo status of captured Hedgehog aboard. Over.
That's a 10-4. Cargo secured on board and... What? The
Didn't copy
Hedgehog
that.
is
Over.
gone. He's taken out everyone aboard and...
What's
What
wrong?
in the
Come
world?
in. Over.
Freeze! What do you think you're doing? Get that Hedgehog!
Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies. I'm out of here. I like running better.
Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect.
This game of tag is boring. I'm out of here. Finally decided to show up, eh? Okay, bring it
Private
on!
Bigfoot reporting to headquarters. Intruder has been located.
Copy that.
All right, what we thinking? Yeah. So like I was saying, like for me, the 5X Pro is superior in like every way. I mean, it should be given where these devices stand on the totem pole of power. But once again, like there are aspects to this GameStop device that, despite the price and any kind of like prejudgment you may have going in, that it does all right. Like again, the Super Nintendo part of it, like that composite, is kind of fine. The 5X Pro had like jitter, which the GameStop device doesn't seem to have, which I find really interesting. When you flip it up to N64 though, I think that the 5X Pro handled motion a lot better, doubly so for the PS2, and a lot of that is probably because the 5X Pro's one of its more recent firmware updates was aimed specifically at improving the motion adaptive deinterlacer, which is great for, you know, 480i sources, PS2, a lot of the GameCube titles, the 480i side of things got a improvement. So that was on the this newest firmware here for this video. And yeah, I think that the 5X Pro nowadays handles PS2 stuff very well. Back when it first came out, I was kind of mixed on it. Same goes for N64, really. But that's where the firmware itself has come a long way, and plus you can improve the hardware itself, which is a part of the equation that you really can't take much advantage of with a more simple device like the GameStop device here, since it is limited to strictly composite. You could never say, you know, get a RGB modded N64 and like run that through this and get a benefit. Like it wouldn't have that. This GameStop device, I think, is perfectly fine if you just want to spend an evening reminiscing on N64 or Super Nintendo and picture quality just doesn't really matter to you much. I think you'll be happy with it. If you're like someone who takes retro gaming more seriously and you know that input lag is going to bug you or the picture quality is better, you may want to consider what else is out there. The 5X Pro might not be the right solution, but there are cheaper options. The 2X Pro is more entry level, and the Rad 2X is an even better price point for the Nintendo side of things. They make PlayStation models too, so just keep that in mind. As far as the 5X Pro more specifically goes, the 5X Pro has come a long way, and it's been getting like semi-regular firmware updates since it came out like almost 3 years ago now, and some of the more recent ones in the last calendar year have been pretty significant in terms of improving a variety of things. So most recently, the 480i experience got a big boost thanks to that motion adaptive deinterlacer patch. Prior to that, there was also one aimed at improving the VHS experience. And then going back about a year and a half, a big update came through that gave it HDR. I did a whole video on that, which was aimed at further making the CRT simulation experience even better than it was already, because it can trick modern TVs into going into HDMI picture modes to increase the brightness even more and help compensate for the kind of loss in brightness that happens when you simulate scan lines. So the 5X Pro is like a total enthusiast dream. If you really love tinkering with settings, you want to get every little just watt of worth out of your retro consoles, the 5X Pro is a great device. Plus, like I said before, when it comes to expanding your stuff or upgrading things, it can handle everything. You could have all your stuff running composite and get something like the 2X Pro or the 5X Pro. You get the 5X Pro though, kind of gradually you can upgrade your stuff to component, and for consoles like the GameCube, the PS2, the Xbox, the Wii, it can take 480p input, whereas the 2X Pro can't do that. So there's considerations there where the 5X Pro kind of handles everything, whereas some other devices are limited because of what input resolutions that they stop at. So it's a very cool and capable device. I thought it was pretty interesting to see both sides of the spectrum here in this video, kind of optimized 5X Pro profiles against the more simple composite experience that you get from the GameStop device. So I hope it was kind of helpful to see what's possible. It's the whole idea here. You know, here's you can get like real easy, real cheap. If you're really into this stuff, here's the 5X Pro stuff, and here's what you could do with it. Get some upgraded cables, you know, maybe an RGB Modded N64. You get better cables for your Super Nintendo. Stuff like that is how you get that better picture quality. In most cases, it's as simple as just buying a better cable. Whether it's just S-Video is an improvement. Like I said in part 1 of this stuff, S-Video is a great improvement over composite. Component would be like the next level / RGB SCART. My Super Nintendo, my N64, my PS1 are all currently using SCART, which gets converted to Component with a RetroTINK RGB to comp, which then runs into my Switch system. I talk about all of this in my console collection 4.0 video. So all of those are actually RGB getting converted to Component, which then goes to the 5X Pro. Still gives that better picture standard, but I can save more ports on my stuff. So there's a whole world of awesome retro gaming tech out there, and I just love talking about it. So, alright, I've been rambling enough. This video's getting a little too long now. So, hope this was helpful and informative. This is part 2. Next time, we're going to be doing the RetroTINK 2X Pro and 5X Pro together against GameStop's Component to HDMI converter. So we'll see how that one shakes up. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.